Hi, good evening. Welcome to the first Neighborhood News first live edition.
I was just waiting for him to say it's Tuesday.
Yeah, no. Hey, you gotta mix it up every once in a while, right?
No, for the first time in 3 years.
Yeah, no, I know. It's not Tuesday. Yeah, it's Monday.
It's Tuesday. It's actually Monday.
Yeah.
And we are live, channel 95. One more show of the Neighborhood News. Very special show today because we are celebrating 3 years on the air. Believe it or not, wow. 3 years on the air. We have guests, and we have special guest here that was going to sing for us. And before anything else, let's hear the music. And he's here live. Manel Zdalma. Okay.
Hours from New York. Oh, I've heard a lot of things, that all the good souls are lost in New York. Ooh, ooh, Lady of Liberty. The city belongs to you. Make me understand why all the dreamers come to New York. Hey, oh, I'm an island man. I'm a lucky man in New York. Oh, I'm a lucky man. I'm a Syrian man in New York. I'm a lucky man in New York. I'm a Syrian man in New York. Just the way I wanna be. Dreamers come to New York. Oh, I'm a lucky man. I'm a lucky man in New York. Oh, I'm an island man. I'm a Syrian man in New York. I'm a lucky man in New York. I'm a Syrian. To a higher ground, spread your wings, and let's fly around this town. Oh, I'm a lucky man. I'm a Syrian man in New York. Oh, I'm a lucky man. I'm a Syrian man in New York. I'm a lucky man in New York. I'm a Syrian man in New York. Just the way I wanna be. Thank you.
Good job.
And Manel Zdalma. We're going to have a chance to talk to him during the show and know about him and his music. I met him when he was singing at the Portuguese restaurant, and I made that invitation about 2 years ago, and finally I have a chance to bring them down. But never it's too late. Never it's too late. But I think in 3 years, John, we have some people that we need to thank because this is possible. We definitely a person that's been behind all the buttons for three years, and probably the father of the show is still there. He's still there. CJ, we really want to thank you because you're part of the family, and you've been the person that put us on the air, the air week after week, and thank you for everything you've been doing for our show.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, CJ.
Very
From the beginning, you were there. Said you were willing to do it, and we appreciate that. So, see, we're praising CJ today. We're praising you.
Let me tell you something. It has not been an easy task.
Yeah.
But I've always had a great time. I've enjoyed putting the show on the air, on the internet. I've been, greatly appreciative of all the thanks you've given me. It's kind of nice. I've said this on previous shows. It really is kind of nice to see your children grow up. John, Carlos, you know what I mean. And it's amazing. Little did we know that 3 years later, here we would be. Hell, I didn't even think I was going to be here after 3 years. But, we're all still here. And, as much as, I enjoy this program and I watch it every week that I put it on the air and put it out on the internet, we don't always agree. And that's fine, okay? We've all learned that sometimes we agree to disagree, and we still go out for dinner or lunch. And, lately Carlos has been trying to fatten me up more, like I need to be fattened up more. But, it's been a lot of fun. And I greatly appreciate the opportunity and the privilege to be part of the Neighborhood News family and to have this show on the air for everyone to see and enjoy.
Thank you, CJ.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you. It's been 3 years ago. We attended a meeting, and there was somebody there that was Steve, right?
Probably Steve Camara, yeah. Was it?
I think it was Steve that brought up to us the chance for us to have a TV show. And we came in, we visited the studio, and we kind of agreed, let's give it a shot. Let's see how long we can last.
And I think even how it started, I think, and just correct me, is that we were trying to get more people on the bandwagon to join the neighborhoods and to try to, get some momentum to do some positive things because, we all know now, this is a worldwide phenomenon. Nothing's the greatest anywhere.
Exactly.
And I think now more than ever it's needed, but we were trying to do that back three years ago. And I know it's been something that's been had been accomplished even further back than that. So, so hopefully, it's if one person got, up there and tried to help this community, that's a good thing, So.
And we have been bringing the message all along, inviting not just the neighborhood groups into the show, but giving the opportunity to every week to bring an issue and bring a guest, and we have about 150 guests so far coming into the show, and for anything in particular, we bring for anything. We bring people in and we talk to everybody, and it's been a very, very positive thing for us. I mean, for me, it's been definitely been a very positive thing that we've been doing.
Yeah, I agree.
And on the neighborhoods, we're gonna talk about the neighborhoods, and we're gonna talk about us, because I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity for people to know a little bit about us. And,
Okay.
I don't think that we just wake up one day and we say, you know, we want to be a community leader, and we don't wake up one day and say, you know, I want to do this. I think that come with us. You know, that's the way I brought up. That's the way that our parents brought us up, and that's the way we. That's us. It's not because if it's not you, you are not us.
Yeah.
Just like any other job, you go for a job for the money. You're never going to be happy, and eventually you're going to change for something else that you will be happy.
Yeah.
Because you're going to spend a lot of hours of your time, of your life, doing that job. Being a community leader, I think it's the same thing. I think if you're not doing really what you like to do, if you've been pressed to do, you will just die away.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference for the community. But before you been in charge of the neighborhood, can you tell us a little bit what you actually
Why
do
I
for
did
the community?
probably about 6 years ago, 7 years ago probably. You know, I, like a lot of people in Fall River, you know, even back then, I know we have a lot more controversy now, but even 7 or 8 years ago, you know, nothing ever changed. And there were issues that I brought up 7 or 8 years ago for example, I'd go running down Stafford Road and the sidewalks were all torn up. I brought this up 7 or 8 years ago, so these issues are still existing out there. But I finally got tired of just complaining nonstop and said, what can I do, you know, to stop the complaining and see if I can do something. So I went to my neighborhood meeting and, you know, just kept on attending the meetings. And from there, what happened was the Fall River Street Tree Planning group came to one of our meetings and asked, you know, if we'd want to plant trees. Well, the group had done that in the past. So they were somewhat receptive, but, you know, since they had done it in the past, it was nothing new to them. So we got them to plant some trees on Brayton Avenue with us. And from there, I became a member, tree steward, and a board member over the last 6 years. So that really pushed me when I saw something that you see in front of you. You know, everybody can make a difference in one small way. And I looked at it and saw those trees as I'm more environmental probably than other people. That is something that has an impact. People not believe it, but it's going to have an impact for year after year. And I just looked at it, and whenever I would try to talk to people, say, just do one small thing. If everybody did one small thing in this world, not only this city but this world, this would be a lot better. But unfortunately, sometimes what happens is, as individuals, and everybody's guilty of this, that you don't do anything until it affects you personally. If it affects you personally, then all of a sudden it's a big deal. But if it doesn't affect you personally, then, you know, you just go along with your day. And everybody's that way. I was that way for numerous years. You know, when people would complain about how bad Fall River was, or, you know, people that outside, you would go, you know, friends and stuff, you go visit outside, and, you know, family, why are you still there? Why don't you move out? Because all my family lives in Fairhaven, Wareham. Why don't you move out here? You wouldn't have to deal with that. And, you know, you're here. This was like a place that I felt comfortable. So, you know, instead of complaining, that's how I figured that out. But what we did, I became the president probably like 3 years ago. What we have done is we had a pencil drive for our school, for the Green School, and we raised over 10,000 pencils for the kids of the school. And I think, you know, you've done many things like that, but I think the neighborhoods were really not, I don't think they were as active as they were. And, you know, it was really a lot of times talking about what's happening in the neighborhood, but I think that something happened, and I believe, you know, it's controversial. I know, you know, Mayor Lambert, I think, was pretty big on that. Mayor Carrera carried that on somewhat, and then Mayor Flanagan kind of pushed that forward. And I think that was a good thing, that it helped volunteerism. But again, with anything good, things can come out bad, and that's sometimes what happens. But we did a few good things. I thought, you know, I thought like that, and I just think that they hadn't been done because we had a lot of older people that were just, at the time, just tired. So if I can say anything over the last couple of years, and I know you've said this with the whole new resurgence of people getting involved, that's fantastic. I think that's great. I'm happy that people are doing things. This has been going on for years, you know what I mean? You know, you and I know this, before us people were doing this stuff. I just would like, and we've always said this before, for people to, number one, be respectful, you know, and listen to other people's point of views. We're all in this together. You know, I hear where, you know, there's two separate different people. You know, I hear, you know, sometimes you hear the rich people, middle. If people were that, like, not wanting to be here, they would move on. If they have the means, I could move on and live near my family, but you choose to stay here. And, you know, I want to stay here, but I want things to be positive. I don't want to always be down on the place. And hearing all the bad things, I want us to come up with solutions. And I thought we had some momentum there for a while, that everybody was jumping on board to this. And I just hope this new resurgence will stay positive and we can do some good things like that we've done. You know?
And I think we're gonna accomplish that. And before I go to probably reveal a couple of my old, I'm getting old, community things that I did on my past, and probably people are gonna be surprised. We're gonna hear Manal again, and this time you're going to sing Portuguese
One
for
song
us?
in Portuguese, yeah.
Aqui vai para os portugueses.
Okay. Yeah, enquanto a noite dura, põe os sonhos em dia, em linhas retas, sem esquecer tuas curvas. Yeah, para pá, para pá, 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 para pá, para pá, 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 pá. Yeah. Vem devagar, não tropeças na noite. Yeah. Podes trazer, baby, o frio de janeiro. Yeah. Vem ter comigo enquanto a noite dura. Ver o sol e a lua na mesma cura. You made a promise, then you choose another ground. So don't fall apart. Yeah. Oh. Vem devagar, não tropeças na noite. Podes trazer o frio de janeiro. Yeah. Vem ter comigo enquanto a noite dura. Ver o sol e a lua na mesma cura. You made a promise, then you choose another ground. So don't fall apart, yeah, baby. So don't break my heart. Don't Thank you.
Thank you, Madam.
Thanks.
And let me start by saying this. I think since very young, I always liked to help the community. One thing that I always and now I'm gonna turn 50 next year. One thing that I feel good, it's around kids. I love kids. And I remember very young, dressed up as a clown to go to entertain kids during birthday parties.
Oh, wow.
Because I liked that kids laughing, and so I love that. And one day I was probably 17, 18. Yeah, about finishing high school. So I was about turning on my 18. A circus came to town, and I went to the circus. On the end, I asked to talk to the owner, and I asked the owner, "Do you mind if I act on your circus?" And he's like, "Come and show me what you have." So one matinee, I bought my clown suit and everything that I had for the birthday parties to entertain the kids, and everywhere. So one day to another, I'm in an arena full of people, and I'm acting. And oh my God, that was like, it was something else.
Yeah.
Not getting paid.
Yeah.
So I worked for the circus for a year and a half.
Wow.
I traveled with the circus to Spain. I traveled with the circus to France,
Wow.
Germany.
Cool.
So I was with the circus for a year and a half until we had to break down because we had to go back to a festival.
Yeah.
And that's when I met my wife, and so I had to give up.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, you didn't meet your wife in the circus?
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
I met my wife in a dance class room, so it's almost, it's not the same thing, it's close. But, and when I came to this country in 1987, a friend of mine, which still has the show on, Mr. Raul Benavides on WHTV, he used to do a lot of fundraisers, and I started doing and participating on this show, dressing up as Roberta Miranda and playing as drunk, playing any kinds. During the show, hour and a half show, I would go backstage, change and come back again, and go back, change and come back again to entertain the public.
Yeah.
But the end of the story was, with those shows, we raised almost $400,000.
Wow.
A lot of that money went to our Bay Street Housautorn. Was an institution that we had when people were dying from cancer and they didn't have family members to take care of them.
Yeah.
So that would be the last rest of them. That way would they spend the rest of their lives.
Wow.
And I saw faces there for months. I saw faces there for 5 months.
Yeah.
But I was very happy doing that. And I didn't care what people say. But I want to do that. I want to give,
Yeah.
and I did that. That's how I started here and on US,
Yeah.
giving back.
Wow.
So I didn't even speak English back then.
Yeah.
All the show was done in Portuguese,
Wow.
and some part of that money went to Portugal for the kids that were living on kind of a convent.
Yeah.
They don't have parents.
Yeah.
They
Orphanage
were
kind of
abandoned.
thing. Yeah.
Exactly. They were
Cool.
abandoned by the parents, and so they will live there, and the nuns will take care of the kids and everything.
Yeah.
So we used to raise money for them and for the Housautorn. And I did that for years, and I felt good.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else on the shops, the ladies on the shops, they used to bake cakes and bring to the shops and sell tickets, do raffles,
Cool.
and all of that. And that's how we raise the money. And then we will do a show, end of the year show on Durfee.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
we will count the money, so we will have the ladies from the banks there
Wow.
counting the money and everything, and we raised a lot of money.
Excellent.
So this is exactly what I'm trying to say is you don't wake up one day and you say, you know, I want to do this. This is born on you, and it's born, and that dies with you. I was president from the Portuguese marching band. They were in trouble. They would need funds. I came in. I put like a Christmas show. I don't know if you remember the year that I put a Christmas show, and which is Ed Lambert ended the show as a guest singer.
Okay. Wow.
Back then, we
Cool.
raised a lot of money for the bands back then. Then I participated at Lusitania Cultural Association. I was a vice president for 6 or 8 years. So it's a non-stop. It's nothing. So I'm used to this.
Yep.
But it's something else that I like to do is, now that we have the neighborhood groups, we really been pushing, and I'm being called the responsible for. Because I attend the North End's neighborhood group a couple months ago, and George was there announcing the race with the cars.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and I said, what a nice project for all the neighborhoods. I mean, to sponsor a car on this,
Yeah.
and the whole neighborhood will have kids from all over neighborhoods participating in something like that. This is a minimum
Yeah.
that the neighborhood could do, you know,
Yep.
sponsoring a kid on a race like this. So that came on.
Yep.
And then all the neighborhoods started years ago, started advocating for the parks, one after another, one after another. And I know you advocate for your park too.
Yeah, but not only that, Carlos, I mean, all of the parks people were advocating for. But I think with this whole thing, like your park, for example, was part of that whole Quikasham Rail Trail. A lot of people don't realize that we're going to have a bike path that's going to be done that's going to go from Brayton Avenue over to Britland Park and then back. And that Father Travasso Park was part of this whole thing. That was from all the neighborhood groups going out there, going to these meetings for the park advocates,
Yes.
talking to the grant writer to push this stuff. Because we still have a bike committee, but I remember attending those early meetings, you know, and trying to see if we could take off. And it seemed like nothing was happening, but every little bit helped. And I honestly think if we didn't advocate for these things, they would have never come through.
Yes.
You know, the state senators and the state reps would have never pushed to get that park at Father Travasso's. They would have pushed for the bike path that I think we deserve, like every other community does.
Yes.
But I think it all starts with that, and you know, it's all going back to, you know, we were advocating for that, and you know, it's tough to get people on a bandwagon.
Yes.
To say, look, we need you to come to these meetings, and show people when they came down from the state that people want these bike paths here. It's not easy to do this stuff. So it's, you know, there was a lot of talk in the past about neighborhoods.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you know, some true, some not true. But a lot of good things happened there, and I just think, you know, we're a city.
Yes.
Just like the country, things are not good anywhere. We think it's bad here. I was telling you about how I went to Hawaii and came back. Things, not even in paradise, are paradise for the people that live there.
Yeah.
This is something that's happening worldwide. So I think, you know, if we could all work together and push for these things,
And I think that we are alone on this volunteering thing, because it's a lot of communities out there that they don't have half of
Yeah.
what we have here.
Yeah.
You know, so and you just realize that when you leave the city, That's when you realize how much we care and how much we help each other and how much a neighborhood helps another neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's places out there that it's they on their own.
Yeah.
Every neighborhood, they don't want to hear about the other neighborhoods. They just want for themselves. And here is something that we all together. You know, we try to push each other to participate in stuff, to even to partnership each other to events, and that's what.
And you know, I want to just go back. A lot of people probably knew this or didn't. We had the St. Anne's Neighborhood group when they were advocating for their playground. They had a Christmas celebration, and many of the neighborhoods participated in this. They had Santa Claus come in. They collected presents from all the groups and gave the presents out to children that were needy, and they had some family issues, so they came to see Santa, got the toy, and you know, everybody donated things. They had a bike donation, and when you saw those little kids' faces that they won those bikes, and also the parents, it made a difference in those kids' lives at that time. Mm-hmm. So you know, there were things that happened out there that are still positive, and I think we started that show because at the time things weren't always positive, and we were trying to get that message out that we want to keep things positive. You know, I understand everything that's going on. I understand everything that's going on in the world, but we want to keep things moving and try to advocate for these things. Because I can say when that bike path and when your playground in Travassos, which is the city playground, all these are for everybody in the city. Mm-hmm. When they're done, you know, I mean, they're going to see, wow, look what we got here. But it was not done just taking it out of the sky and people did this. People advocated for this for years and went to meetings. You and I were at meetings for that bike path for years, you know, seeing what was happening and checking with people on this stuff. So, you know, it's with anything, you know, with like neighborhood things. We'll get, you know, 20, 25 people that'll show up, and that's great. I understand everybody has issues, but and I've always said this, we need to be part of the solution. I've been out there like many people. You just want to give up. There are times I want to give up every day sometimes, you know what I mean? Because it's like you're trying to make things better and all these things are always thrown out there, and nothing's going to come from never looking at what is positive out there, you know?
But I have to say, and again, I have to take my hat off for the neighborhood leaders, because we don't have one or two, we have 14. 14 neighborhood groups is a lot of groups for a city of our size.
Yeah.
You know, and this doesn't happen anywhere else. This is happening in Fall River. Yeah. And it's just, and we work together. And every more time goes by that we are even more involved and more in contact. And another thing that was going to happen this year was I went to St. Anne's Neighborhood, started a movie night 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I did my movie night last year, and when I'm there, I'm watching the families with the kids there, and I had a DJ there. I had a bouncy house for the kids to play and everything. I'm thinking, what this would good to be if every park in the city has a movie night.
Do that, yeah.
And that stuck on my head until this year.
Yeah.
And this year, when I started booking my movie night, I said, you know, but I have to try to see if I can get more associations aboard.
Yeah.
And then money came available from CDA, and I said, that's it. Let's do it. Now I know that we can do this.
Yeah.
And we have 10 movie nights this year. 10 movie nights. That means that 10 different parks, families can walk with their kids to the park to watch a movie. So if they're on Niagara, and the movie night on Niagara, it's going to be on August 8th, they can go from Highland on Friday night. They can go to Niagara on the 8th and the Highlands on the 9th. So 10 movie nights. And this happened because the neighborhood leaders, again, got together and said, okay, let's do it. So more and more things happening when the neighborhoods get together and move forward. So I'm very happy with this, and I'm very happy with the neighborhood groups, what we have accomplished.
Yeah.
And I have to say, sure, city helps, city needs the help.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it's not that we're not asking much, but whatever we ask the city needs to be there to give it to us, because, you know, I mean, it's,
well, you know what, Carlos, look at it, you know, we both got grants from the city during that summer. Our group had a cookout. Everything was free, hot dogs, food. We had Home Depot building toys and stuff with the kids. We had face painting and a few other, actually had, they were giving out bike helmets. Yeah. So this stuff we got because we applied through a grant. Now, again, like you said, we're all volunteers. We're applying for this grant, and then we have to put this whole thing together. But it was worth it in the end, because there were kids that came there. We had over 150 kids that came there that some people had told us they're not going on any kind of summer vacation. They couldn't afford it. This was a time out for their kids that they did not have to spend any money.
Exactly.
So that reflected good on the neighborhood, the city, you know.
And the movie night's going to be perfect because it's right on their neighborhood. They don't have to wait for parents to drive them there.
Yep.
They don't have to walk long walks to go, because usually the parks are inside neighborhoods. Yeah. So this is going to be perfect.
And I think it's important with that fact that, you know, even in our thing, we had people from all different neighborhoods coming there, because they were telling us they were from this part of the city. And I think stuff like this, we all know this is a poor community, and I think the more kids can get out there and do things, they're going to see there's more out there. Yeah. And so I think that's important. What's that thing? It takes a village to raise a child. Well, it's the same thing here. It takes this whole city to raise the kids there.
A good thing about this movie nights is it's going to be 10 different movies. Yeah. It's going to be 10 different movies. So that's going to be good, because you can actually have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah. Be on a park and a park with the movie. Yeah, yeah. And whatever you're watching on Friday, you're not going to watch the same thing on Saturday.
And they've been pretty successful in the past, so so that's a good thing. Yep. So.
Manal.
Yes.
So what you gonna sing for us?
I'm gonna sing some in English.
Some in English? Okay, it's up to you.
Okay.
Sounds good.
There's a light, certain kind of light, it never shine on me. Now I want my life to be, to live with you, live with you. There's a way. And everybody says to whichever little thing. Now I want my life to live, to be with you, yeah. You don't know what it's like, baby. You don't know what it's like to love somebody the way I love you. No, 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 hey. In my brain, I see your face again. I know my frame of mind. You ain't got to be so blind, oh, so blind. baby, what love does do. If I ain't got you, oh, I ain't got you, baby. Come on, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. No, 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 hey, hey. You don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. Ooh, yeah. You gotta love somebody, man.
And we're back. Manuel,
Yes.
I know you have a lot of CDs online. You have a lot of music on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I
people
have
can
on,
actually watch you.
So you can actually go on manuelsdalma.com and you'll find on the, and you just click in those and you'll find, and you can buy it online too,
So
on iTunes.
Any particular place that you are playing now? Because I found you playing for a restaurant.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, yeah. Well, I do my own thing when it's a small budget. Actually, I play acoustic, me and like and a few friends. And when it's a better budget, so we can bring the whole band. So because everybody has to make money.
Exactly.
But I've been playing in a few bars around. I do my own stuff too. I kind of mix some of my original stuff in Portuguese too, because
Yeah.
it's cool. It's like rock and roll, but it's
Yeah.
just the words are different, But and then you mix it up and people like it, because people.
So you have 4 CDs you have?
Yeah, actually I have 3 and I'm working on.
Oh, you're
my
working on the
one,
4th
yeah.
CD.
I'm taking my time on this one. I want it to be something different.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm gonna sing a song of the new CD. It's a new single that I have. It's in Portuguese, and I'll sing
Good.
this on the
Yeah,
last song.
good. Do you have any of your videos taped in Portugal?
Yeah, yes, I have. Matter of fact, I just came 2 months ago. I was on RTP on this festival.
Yes.
They go around all Portugal every week. So
Yes.
I played 3 songs there. It was nice.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I've been playing the Azores too. So I go to some on summertime in August. I have a festival to play like in St. Michael.
Mhm.
And you just keep going.
It's good.
It's a battle. It's a lot of
Very
music
good.
up there.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
And thank you for being here.
Oh no.
To be part of your anniversary.
Third anniversary.
The third.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
So it's a pleasure.
Thank you, Manel.
Thank you.
And with us, we have somebody that was just on the audience, but it's a familiar face. So we want to give him a chance to
Well, no,
be with us.
No, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting to come on, but I appreciate the opportunity, and congratulations on another anniversary for the show. You guys do a great job here, and you guys also do a great job for the community. In going around to the neighborhoods, meeting neighborhood association meetings, get to see a lot of what you guys are involved with, and keep up the good work. And I think that you guys are on the right track as far as trying to get the city back on track. And we need more people like yourself. So.
Yeah, I have to say, and I have to thank Richard Capslevis. He was here before, but he had another commitment, so he had to leave. So thank you, Richard, for your coming, and support us too.
What's important is what Josh was saying, that it's important when you are running to go around to see everything that is going on, because a lot of times we don't, there are times we don't know what the heck's going on with certain things, and
Yes.
that's why when we've had people like the fire chief on, you hear, what the situation is. So I mean that's to be commended too, going out there to hear what is actually going on.
Yeah, and it's nice because you can just go right onto the city website. You can see all the neighborhood association meetings. It's tough to keep up with everybody, like what days everybody is at. But
Yeah.
so I just plug it in my cell phone, make sure
Yeah.
I get an alarm, alerts me during the day. But I like seeing what's going on in the city. There's so many different projects that I didn't even know about, and then all of a sudden you start to meet people on the road. Which is awesome because you meet some really fantastic people like yourselves, and it's great to finally meet you guys. Last year and throughout the council meetings and everything else that we were involved in, and I like to see what the neighborhoods are doing, and they're doing great work. And like I said, I commend not only just yourselves but everybody else that's out there. That has put some sweat and some work into making Fall River a better place, and can't thank you guys more than enough for doing it.
I think we've been accomplished something.
It's, you know how you were saying, this stuff that happens here doesn't happen. Well, if we lived in Fairhaven or Wareham or Marion, there's not a need for that. So it's a different animal here. So
Yeah.
it's.
He is the need. That's why we exist, because it's a need.
Yeah.
Definitely, I agree with that. But very quick, let me just give you the list of the neighborhoods that will have the movie nights.
Okay.
We are on a process now of identifying the parks and which neighborhoods and what dates. Because when we play Walt Disney movies, we have to follow into a schedule that they have to be released by them. We cannot just pick a date and show a Disney movie.
Yeah.
They have to give us the dates. So we had to send them the dates and pick the movies that we want to show, and then they will send us the schedule. This day, this movie, this day, this movie. So the dates for movie nights on our neighborhoods is going to be June 19th, June 20th, and June 21st. And July will be July 3rd, then July 17th, July 18th, and July 19th. And for the month of August, it's going to be August 7th, August 8th, and August 9th.
Okay.
The neighborhood's going to be, and this is not in particular order because then we have to announce which day and which neighborhoods. Those are the dates. The neighborhood's going to be Father Cali, Corky Row, North End neighborhoods, Maplewood, St. Anne's, Flint, Bank Street neighborhoods, Low Highland neighborhoods, Niagara neighborhoods, and Highlands neighborhood. So these are the 10 neighborhood groups that's going to be, and then we will do the release of the movies and the parks.
Cool.
And no particular order too. The movies that are going to be showing, it's going to be the Pink Panther, Nadia, Never End Story, Harry Potter, Big Hero 6, Chicken Little, Nanny McPhee, Shark Tale, Wall-E, and Curious George. The movies.
I can tell I'm getting old because I only know maybe 3 of those.
Oh, really? I don't know
Josh
if I'm
probably
old.
knows.
I
You
don't
got
know.
young kids, right?
Yeah,
You probably know
all those movies are familiar,
Yeah.
especially Big Hero 6. My kids are in love with that movie, so
Yeah.
it's like every day I come home, it's on the TV. I'm like, you got to be
Yeah.
kidding me.
It's
But
really nice.
but no, they're fun movies, and I enjoy them with the kids. So it's
Yeah, and the idea is get movies that the whole family is going to enjoy.
Exactly,
You know? And
exactly.
you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to
Yeah.
see scenes there that not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It's a family movie that you can rest with your kids and and let the kids watch the movie.
you
and
probably have a
enjoy
bigger
it.
turnout for the Big Hero 6 because that's the big one now. So
Oh, is it? All right.
yeah, it's the big one now. Everybody loves that movie. So
Yeah. So what happens is that movie, St. Anne's are between that movie and the Lego movie. So they're fighting between one or another, and the company really needs to release which title they're going to be relieving. But here's some very important. June 6th, we have the citywide cleanup. So everybody that wants to help the city and do some cleanup, approach your neighborhood group, because every neighborhood group is doing is having a group and it's going to be around the city cleaning up. I have to say, and that's the call that you went outside called me, that it was 5 minutes for us to go on the air, was the gas company announcing me the date they're going to be cleaning up on Britton Park.
You gotta get that all
So-
cleaned up for the bike path.
Yes, so we're going to be cleaning up, gas company and the volunteers from the Flint is going to be cleaning up Britton Park on June the 5th.
Cool.
And then June 6th, we have the citywide cleanup. I'm going to be in New York with the group. We have a bus trip to New York. Then we have June 28th, we're going to be in P-Town with the Day of Portugal bus trip, and so forth and so forth and so forth and so forth. Now it's going to start all the events. It's like every day, every weekend it's an event. I want to remind everybody, bike to remember, or ride to remember. It's Sunday.
Yep.
There's Sunday coming. We're going to be there with our table. You can approach us and get this flyer. And what this flyer does is gives you all the information, all the dates, all the events that we're going to have on the Flint. So it's very good to have at home. And for that day, we will have, supposedly, we will have the information for the movie nights too. So people can take it home and put them in the refrigerator. So this way it will be like a reminder of which day. And if a parent say, I'm off tomorrow, so where's the movie night tomorrow? And you can just look by the date and watch a movie with the kids. So.
Excellent. So we're getting to the end, right?
3 years.
3 years.
You
Long
think
time.
we will survive another year?
Yeah, hopefully, right?
I have to say it's tough because we have our agendas are so full with so much stuff, but we try to always to squeeze another week. We try to squeeze another show, and it's been 150 shows,
Wow.
about the
That's right.
150 shows.
Cool.
We are on every Tuesday at 6:30. At 7 o'clock, I'm sorry. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock we on. And this show, I don't know, because it's an hour long, they have to put, schedule in a way that, probably is not going to be the regular hours that we on. But tomorrow we're supposed to be on. If it's not this show, will be our regular show that we have on. And the last show, the show that's going to be on tomorrow should be the show with Jazel Correa. And it was a show that we taped it last week, and we just talked about bounding. I got all the information that people need to know. Because it's a lot of questions, people thinking that the tax going to go up, and how much can we bond for, how much we had bond before. All those questions are answered on tomorrow's show. We dedicate half an hour of the show just to try to clarify some of those questions. And before we pass it on to Manal again, I know that you're having something going on this summer too on your neighborhood. That if you want to, you're having the contest again, right?
Yeah, we're doing that again. I can mention that real quick. We have a, what we call Niagara Pride of Property Award. Our members will be going around the neighborhood the month of June, July, and August, and looking to see what property shows some pride, flowers planted in front, nicely cared for. It doesn't have to be a new house, just that it's taken care of, and there's some pride shown in there. We're gonna give a $25 gift card out. You'll get your picture on our Facebook page. We try to get that in the paper also. We've done it for 2 years pretty successfully, and folks are really happy when you recognize their property. So we're doing that for the months of June, July, and August. So that's a good thing. We
Okay.
always like doing that.
So, and then we have probably 2-3 minutes left. So Manel's going to take us to the end of the show. Thank you, Manel.
Thank you, my friend.
Josh.
No, thank you for having me.
for
Appreciate it.
coming, and see you next week.
Acordamos no dia a dia, no que a vida nos traz, com lembranças e abraços no meio do mar que nos embala. A noite passada a terra tremeu e enrolavas-te no teu shine e o teu sorriso nos sossegava. Pela primeira vez vi os teus olhos azuis, foram sempre a razão para ficar mais perto de ti. Natália, gosto de ti. Natália, gosto de ti. Natália, pelos céus que naveguei e os mares que voei, mas em nenhum me encontrei como me encontro em ti, só em ti. Na ladeira da velha gravei o teu nome, entre o cheiro das conteiras e o mundo inteiro à tua espera. Pela primeira vez vi os teus olhos azuis, foram sempre a razão para ficar mais perto de ti. Natália, gosto de ti. Natália, gosto de ti. Gosto tanto que às vezes me perco em ti. Gosto tanto que às vezes só me encontro em ti. Natália, gosto de ti.
Thank you.